What's up, guys, and welcome to Mentality Monday. So, today we're talking about this idea that what you should be focusing on is progress, not perfection. And this is something that a lot of motivational speakers and life coaches and stuff like that will touch on. And it bears repeating, because this is probably my biggest hurdle as well, is you should not see as your goal to get something perfect, because that is the quickest way to lose any and all motivation that you have. The goal must always be to be higher than you were yesterday. To be, maybe you play guitar a little bit faster today. Maybe you got a little chunk of a song written that, yeah, it's not done, yeah, it's not good, but it's something that you have now that you didn't have the day before. So many people are like, oh, well, it's not perfect. This video is not perfect. My camera is good, but I'm pretty sure I'm out of focus, actually, if I look at the... Whatever, I'm still going to upload it. Audio's not perfect, this room is echoey as all hell. But you know what? I don't care. And you shouldn't either. Because what's important is to get out there and do something. What's important is to keep moving forward. If you wait until it's perfect, you're never going to do it. That's the hardest lesson that I have ever learned as a musician, as a creative entrepreneur, as anything that I've ever tried to do. You only grow by not being perfect. I know that's like really stupid cheesy, because like if you're perfect then there's no growth left to do, I guess, but yeah, that's the reality. And if you're sitting there going, oh, it's not good enough yet, so I shouldn't do anything with it. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong, you should not like intentionally release something flawed just because you're lazy and you don't want to fix the flaws with it. But you also should recognize that, okay, at a certain point, yeah, I could always do better, but this is good enough. And the next thing I do is going to be better than that, and so on and so forth, because forever, because this is what you care about. You never stop creating, or at least you certainly shouldn't. And really, that's not, like, sorry, I batch film, for anyone who doesn't know, so this is like my 5th video, so I'm getting a little bit hoarse. But I'm going to power through it, because this is what I want to do. The real idea here, and the thing that I think is most difficult for a lot of creative types to understand, is that no one can determine what quality is for you. But you also cannot determine what quality is in isolation. As an example of that, there are things with my band's first album that I thought, oh, this is a good thing, everyone's going to love this, because I look at the trends and it's like, oh, this is what everybody loves. However, what turned out to be my band's ideal audience, my band's super fans, actually complained about it. Well, not complain, they were very nice, but it was just like, hey, maybe next time do this part a little bit differently, what do you think? And it's like, you know what, that actually would have been better. I think at one point I actually talked myself out of that. But thank you for the feedback, I appreciate it, and I'm going to consider it. And the thing is, the audience determines what's quality. I have uploaded videos before that, looking back, I think are complete garbage. I have a video that's like a trick for sweep picking really fast, and I have lost count of how many views it's gotten. But it is one of the worst videos I've ever done from a technical standpoint. The lighting is bad, the camera I used is bad, the audio is bad, even my technique gets a little sloppy at one point because I'm trying to talk and play at the same time. And it's just terrible. But, the views don't lie, the view counts don't lie, the continued activity on this video 4 years later, however long it's been, does not lie. You guys like it for some reason I will never understand, so that's on you. And I would not have known that in isolation. I would not have known that if I'd sat on the video going, this is bad, it could be better. And so many of you are doing that. And so many of you are holding yourselves back from what could be life-changing goals and life-changing success because you never start. And I absolutely do not judge you for that, because I've been there, and I'm still there. I still have to kick myself in the ass every day to get up and do something and put the something out there instead of going, it's not quite where I want it to be, because it's never going to be where I want it to be, ever. ever. Because that is what the price of an actual passionate creative person it has to pay. Okay? There have been huge psychological studies done on this. The Dunning-Kruger effect, which is actually going to get its own video now that I say that out loud because this is such an important topic. Essentially, talented people always, without fail, think that they suck compared to where they actually are. And people who are shitty at what they do think that they're amazing. Like, that's a bit of an oversimplification, but that's basically it. And that's why it is so hard for us to do anything worthwhile, because we are bombarded by, essentially, the world's all upside down, topsy-turvy. We don't know what is right and what is wrong, and what is good and what is bad, and the only way to know is to say, I don't care, whatever happens, happens, I'm going for it, and do something. And the other problem with that, really, is that if you're aiming for perfection, you're not you almost become unable to recognize what you need to do to be perfect. And I know that sounds weird, but like, so if what you say is, I want to be perfect, I want to have no flaws in what I'm creating, right? The problem with that mentality, I mean, there are tons of problems, but the biggest problem is that you lose sight of how to get there. Okay, because if you're so focused on, I'm not perfect, I need to be perfect, you lose sight of growth. You know, to use guitar as an example, if you're like, oh, my alternate picking speed is too slow, I need to be faster, that's fine. That is a goal. But if you're going, my alternate picking speed is too slow, my sweep picking is too sloppy, my songwriting sucks, I don't know. You know, you start piling on half a dozen to a dozen problems that are all equal to you in your mind. How are you going to solve any of them? You're not. You don't. You freeze up, you get depressed, you lose motivation, and you go, oh, well, I guess I'm just not perfect, so why bother? And again, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. I've been there, and I know people who have been there. Accept that you're not where you want to be. Accept that you're not perfect. Move on, get over it, and start doing something to grow. Because that's all that matters, is that you're getting better. You have a lifetime to improve, to get where you want to be. And ultimately, I hate this cliche, it's the journey, not the destination, right? And that's really all there is to it, you guys, is you can't let yourself focus on how much more you have to do before you're satisfied with yourself. You have to be satisfied now. And I'm going to do another video on this that talks about this idea that your drive to make progress should come from eagerness for more, rather than from dissatisfaction of where you currently are. Because the progress made is just so much more that way. But for now, that's going to end this little vlog. Check back every Monday for more just creative, motivational thoughts like this. Currently called #Mindset Mondays. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. I have new videos on motivation and creative mindsets coming out every Monday, as well as other music lessons coming out every single day, including marketing, instrumentation, songwriting, audio engineering. I aim to make this channel the single destination for anything and everything you need to achieve success in music.